When I pull up on the scene, dead fresh and casket clean, they gon' hate on me. Gon' hate on me. When I pull up on the scene, dead fresh and casket clean, they gon' hate on me. Gon' hate on me. Pull up on the scene, dead fresh and casket clean, they gon' hate on me. Gon' hate on me.
Yes. Glad to have you back around. This is the Biscayne Breakdown live stream edition coming at you with a couple of members of the Heat versus the World team. I'm sorry I can't get over Joel's face, man. I can't get through the intro. Look, man, this is Joel. We had Alex. Alex might pop back in. As you can see, I'm a mess, stressed out. Y'all might see me fixing my hair 2 or 3 times throughout the show because, like, I just couldn't bring myself to do anything to myself before we started. I mean, I just showed up, man. I'm here. How you doing, Joe? How you doing, bro?
In my own life, okay, but I've had to get to a point where I'm trying to separate my own personal life and my Heat life. What the hell did I just watch, bro? What the hell? And I ain't gonna take long because it's just the introduction, bro. But I don't know what the hell I just watched, and I'm kind of stressed the hell out right now. But the mic is yours. Okay, say what you gotta say.
Well, you weren't long for speaking at all, Joel. And again, I hate to keep getting myself organized, man, but the Celtics beat us all up tonight, so none of us are where we need to be. I mean, from an appearances, from a mindset, we like the Heat. We can't figure it out. We halfway through the thing already. Don't even know where we going, where we at, where we been. Need to bring in some new pieces, Joel. Need to mess with the rotation. Some ain't right. Alex, you popped out, man, when we was doing the intros. How you doing tonight? Talk to the people. Tell them how you doing after that mauling by the Boston Celtics.
I'm hanging on by a thread right now. I'm barely alive. I need some oxygen.
Same.
This was not fun at all. It was not fun.
Yeah, we got real life depression going on here. No, seriously though. Not trying to play down anybody that with mental illness. Shout out to that. But I mean, as far as sports go, like Joe's face, like I mean, Joe's like semi eye cover and Alex's voice, I think, in my appearance, I think they kind of like just like describe how you're probably feeling as a Miami Heat fan right now. Let's dive into this game though. The Boston Celtics came out blitzing. Like they clearly were ready for this game. They were ready for the Miami Heat. They had some heartburn pent up from the last playoffs. And it seems like there's a team every season that does this to the Miami Heat. Whether it's the Bucks. I think the Bucks did it at the beginning of this year, but the Bucks also had some. They've done it to us several times across the seasons. And of course, the Boston Celtics on tonight. At the end of the first period, there was a weird thing that happened. And that weird thing was before finally missing one right before closing the period, the Boston Celtics made 13 straight shots.
Jeez, man.
And in the course of making that 13 straight shots, I mentioned they missed one, but from the 9-minute mark on, I would want to say that they were like 14 of 15.
Well, there's that.
Is the show over? Is the show over?
I mean, it might as well be because I mean, there ain't no other way to explain it, bro. The Heat came in. I don't know what the hell went down. I get it. You know what? I ain't gonna try to sound too negative. We was coming off the second night on a back-to-back. So if y'all want to throw that, there it is. But dog, come on, it's the Celtics, bro. They trying to hype this up as rivalry week or whatever they call it. Y'all can't let them beat the brakes off y'all like that. We lost by 34 points, man. You telling me we couldn't score at least a few extra points in garbage time to at least make this 28, 27-point deficit? Now we had to lose by 34 on our home court like that.
Oh man, you lost by Paul Pierce.
Oh my God! Oh, you ain't have to tell me that, man. You didn't have to say that. Now that makes it worse, bro.
Bro, I can't do nothing but joke. I can't do nothing but find humor in it. Like I don't know no other way to cope with my pain, bro. That's how I cope. I laugh. We lost by the truth.
Oh my gosh. I don't know, man. And it's like I'm always gonna try to be optimistic with this squad, but like I said, I don't know what the hell I watched tonight, bro. And it's like there is some issues that need to be addressed. We've talked about it so many times, even after the Terry Rozier trade, and we'll probably get into it later on into the show, so I won't blab about it right now. But geez, bro, you know what? And yeah, at least if this team needs to make another trade, at least we made this Gary Terry trade like just a couple weeks before the deadline. So now you get more time to look at what else this team needs and just go out and make whatever trade possible because you have the trade exceptions for it. Go try to see if you can flip Caleb for whoever. I don't know who specifically. I know people throwing names like a Dorian Finney-Smith and all that. You know, if the price is right, go ahead and do it. I don't care. Just end the suffering, bro. And I ain't gonna sound too negative because, like I said, I do got faith in this squad, bro. But
In the suffering, you sound like a dog walking around on 3 legs, man.
Nah, bro, because bro, I was excited for this game, dog. It's always fun when you can face a team like Boston.
You phased out, Joe. You phased out. We got some interference going on over there. Can you hear us, Joel? Can you hear us? You phased out. Can you hear us?
Oh, he
Okay,
on.
we can't.
He on it. We can't hear you, bro.
We can't hear you, Joe. Yeah, we're serious. Okay,
Can't hear you.
Alex. Until we get Joe back, what was the main thing that caused the Miami Heat this game?
I mean, you can see it under my name. It's like one of the main things that I think is, which I've been saying for honestly years now, is weird when it comes down to it in games like this, against matchups like this, we're too small at every position. Like Drew Holiday is 6'5", Derek White 6'5", Jaylen Brown 6'7", Tatum 6'9", 6'10", and Porzingis 7'3". So
and then don't say no when they want to throw the 2 big lineup out there on you like Hornet and Horford or Horford and Porzingis.
I mean, you got Horford out there 6'10". So now you move Tatum, who's like I said, basically 6'10", to the 3. And we got Haywood Highsmith, who I think is listed at 6'5", trying to guard Buddy.
And he's probably like 6'4".
Exactly. Like they giving him an inch on the freaking height. And then we switching screens. So now I remember at one point I'm watching the game, Caleb Martin is trying to front Porzingis in the post. Or I remember Porzingis hit a pick and pop 3 in the second quarter. He hit a pick and pop 3, and Tyler Hero was literally running at him to close out. But I remember sitting there watching. I was like, "Yo, like he can't even see you. He's 7'3". He can't see you. You're not tall enough." So with us not being as tall as them and them still being as skilled as they were, I mean, they shot 55% from 3. Like that is absolutely insane. But I mean, some of them were tough threes. A lot of them were open threes. So it was rough. That is one of the things that stuck out to me. Everybody in their starting 5 hit at least 3 threes. Like that's insane, bro.
Right. I think there was something towards the end of the game where I was watching the national broadcast, of course. They had mentioned that 5 guys hit 3 threes and also I think like 2 field goals. Like that was the first time that it happened or something crazy like that.
I mean,
yeah, I think I saw
Joel,
you.
Joel, you back?
We can hear you, Joel.
You back with us, Joel?
You hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you now. And we're going to give you a chance to get back into that in a second. Get yourself together. Woosah. Take a minute. Take a breather. Like I got some coping mechanisms. I'm going to email you after we done.
Thank you.
Send them to
absolutely.
me too, please.
Okay, brother. I got you. We down bad. Listen. I wanted to piggyback off of things that you said, though, Alex, honestly. the Miami Heat have gotten away with their size issue. This is how they tend to get away with their size issue. And also, just when they're playing their style of defense, they're on a string and they're organized. Like you see them all move on one accord. Like you mentioned, getting out to shooters late, even if you are too small. You mentioned getting out there late, and I noticed that several times too. With a lot of guys, so not just him, but Tyler Hero on Drew Holiday. Even in a situation where the size isn't that big of an issue, it just seems like we're still a step too late. And again, it was more guys outside of top. I'm not just singling him out because you probably got somebody out there right now saying, "Oh, we're gonna blame." No, this ain't that. I was just using that as an example. Because Duncan was getting hunted. You had times where Jimmy Butler or even Bam Adebayo were hugging dudes and they still made shots. So it's like when you're not going to consistently apply that defensive pressure in those moments where it could have affected the opposing offense, you're passing those up because, as I'm saying, there are moments where you just simply can't do nothing about it. And the Boston Celtics showed that tonight, but you have to capitalize on those moments where you can alter the shot. And the Miami Heat just didn't do that much of that against the Boston Celtics on Thursday night. Now, be that again, my issue, whereas I don't think they're as organized or as cohesive as they need to be yet. It could be a size thing, or it could be a combination of both. Perhaps when you aren't as cohesive, having athletes or bigger bodies on the floor helps make up for that. I wouldn't know. I'm a Miami Heat fan. With that being said, listen, brothers. How do you feel moving forward? Oh, I'm sorry. Forgive me for going far. Joel, what were you saying before technology saved you? Because I got a feeling you cussed. So just clean it up a bit and, give it to us again in a PG manner.
All right, so I got a quick question. Where did I stop at before my audio cut out, if you remember?
We don't know. I heard you about to say shit.
Okay, listen, man. Just go out there, make whatever move you could get. Try to make whatever adjustment. Obviously, we'll dive into that later on into the show, maybe. But if you can flip one of these guys for some moves that can improve the team, just go out and do it. That's why I'm happy we made the Terry Rozier trade as early as we did. We didn't wait till the day of the deadline to make it. We made it 2 weeks before it. All right, that's good because now you have 7 or 8 games until the trade deadline comes. So if you still need more sample size to work with regarding what this team may or may not need, you have these games to look at along with what you've seen tonight and some of the games before that. So if you want to flip a guy like a Caleb Martin for, I don't know, maybe a Terry Rozier, excuse me, this game got me thinking all types of stuff now.
He's already on the team, Joe.
Yeah. If you want to trade a Caleb Martin for, I don't know, a Dorian Finney-Smith or whatever out there, do I think that's ideal? I don't know. That's up to y'all to decide. Whatever move you can make, if the price is right, just do it. There's also going to be some options on the buyout market, so there's that too. Overall, I want to see what this front office can do because for
you're stepping on my toes there, Joe. We're gonna get there. I just didn't want you to go too far into it, because then you ain't gonna have nothing to say later.
All right.
Right? That makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just heated right now, man.
I know, brother. Look, brother. That's why I'm walking you down the path. Like, I'm not expecting you to be 100% composed right now. Like, I understand you are dealing with some things. You are going through it. You are stressed. I get it.
This is a group therapy session.
Oh yeah, we venting right now. The people just listening to us. Thank you. My next question was going to be this, though. When you look at what the Boston Celtics were able to do to the Miami Heat on Thursday night, in just disgusting fashion. As you mentioned, it lost by Paul Pierce. I'm just saying. You got to say it. It got to hurt. If it don't hurt, it didn't mean nothing. So I got to keep saying it. Lost by Paul Pierce. What does this mean? I won't say for future. Well, you know what? I will say this. What does this mean for future regular season matchups? Of course, not meaning as much as the playoff matchups, but what does this do in your mind for potential matchups in the future, whether they be, important regular season matchups or inevitably facing the Boston Celtics in the playoffs? Does this impact the way you see it? Now, again, you can say Still early in the season, a lot of ball to be played. The teams might not look the same. They probably won't be playing the same. All that is true. However, we are at the halfway point of the season, so you also have to consider that. Now, not that should make you feel any which one way or the other, more dramatically or not. I just wanted to make sure we all were considering those facts. And considering those facts, again, how does that make you feel about future matchups with these Boston Celtics? What you got, Alex?
I think with the different ways that we have beat them over the past 3 or 4 years, I feel like a game like tonight probably gave them more confidence than we honestly would want them to have. And I know, I mean, yes, he is a rookie, but to be totally honest, he's probably our third best, maybe fourth best player at the moment.
But see, that's the thing. Minimally, he's our third or fourth best player, and that's the crazy part about what you're saying. Not to cut you off, but
yeah, you good, but yeah, not having Jaime Jaquez has literally thrown the last 2 weeks basically under the bus for the Heat. Like, it's been terrible to watch. It's basically, honestly, obviously Terry just played his second game, but once Jaime went down, it's literally been like watching us from last year where we were a play-in team. And so, like I said, man, I feel like a loss like this, like Boston is probably really feeling themselves after beating us down how they did. And I honestly, I mean, shoot, like you keep saying, I'm gonna start using that when people get blown out. I'm gonna start using different jersey numbers. We lost by Paul Pierce, like
right. And I wanted to correct you on that. It's funny you say that. I'm glad. I love when segues happen. Not to cut you off again, brother. But we so traumatized we can't even get the number right. We actually lost by Larry Bird.
Oh Lord. The great white hope right there.
Wait, no, didn't Larry Bird wear 33 though, or?
Well, yeah, and according to the internet, the score was 110 to 143.
Oh, so it wasn't. Oh, well, okay. At least it's not Paul Pierce number. I'll take whatever wins I can get tonight.
Right. That was that was half of
less.
my point. Right. That was half of my point in bringing it back.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, we lost by one less, but at the same time, it ain't Paul Pierce because it's the way he act. Anyway, whatever. Look, I told you I don't know no other way to cope, man, besides laugh, bro. Like, I don't know what else to do. So, I mean, it gives them confidence. I agree. Just to get my take out before you go, Joel. I don't know how many times the Boston Celtics are going to go 51 of 80 overall. That's 63.8%, if anybody's tracking. 22 of 40 from three, that's 55%, if anybody's tracking. It make 19 and 20 of their free throws, which is 95%, if anybody is tracking, in the same game. Now, mind you, the Boston Celtics have shot the free throw well this season, so you can look at that and say, okay, that's going to continue to happen. Out-rebounded Miami Heat 47 to 31. When you look at the offensive rebounds, the Miami Heat did out-offensive rebound them, but heck, you expect them to. The Celtics didn't miss no shots. Killed the Miami Heat on the defensive glass. Of course, they had more opportunities to rebound than the Miami Heat did. Here's where things really get interesting. They had 10 more assists. Now, you could simply say that's a product of them making shots. Oh, it's over. Wrap it up. Close the show. Close the show. Cut it off. It's over. Cut it off. Cut it off. We're not talking college hoops today, Kev. We there. Nah, bro. I'm gonna get your thoughts in a second. I mean, the Boston Celtics played a brand of ball tonight that you expect from the Miami Heat, and they did it at a higher level than we've seen the Miami Heat do it at this season. And if you look at the Miami Heat's approach defensively, knowing what they should have, been expecting to come into, I just harp on that. It wasn't there tonight. But that's the thing for me moving forward. I don't expect all of those same factors to be the same, whether that be the Boston Celtics offense or the Miami Heat's lack of ability to play defense. I'm always that guy. Y'all know me. I'm the optimal realist, which means I'm going to tell you the truth, but I'm also going to give you one of the more positive outsides of what I perceive the truth to be. I'm the type of guy I feel like this is good for the Miami Heat. Now, at no point for the remainder of the season, at any time when you face these dudes, you can say that they caught you sleeping or that you weren't ready for the game because they came in and they put foot to ass in your building. Like on national TV, during rivalry week. Like, say that 16 times. Rivalry week. I mean, put boot to two. You hear what I'm saying? So, for me, like I said, the optimal realist, I'm going to look at this situation as a positive for the Miami Heat, even though right now it's extremely negative because, lost by Larry Bird, baby. Lost by Larry Bird. Yeah, you ain't saying nothing because you just got here. But the question is, what does this particular Miami Heat defeat, lost by 33 in case you didn't catch the Larry Bird analogy, do for your hopes or your predictions when it comes to Miami Heat versus Boston Celtics matchup moving forward in the season? Now, of course, less importantly in the regular season, but you include that important regular season games down the stretch and including the playoffs.
I think it just exposed everything right now. Obviously, like you say, you don't like to take too much into account, but I do think right now the Boston Celtics are playing a completely better and different brand of basketball right now. Obviously, they're still relying upon the three-point shot, which I think is probably their biggest Achilles heel. But like tonight in the regular season, they can get through with that, right? In most cases, come March, April, May, that's not the case. But for us, defensively, we're cooked. Like, we're cooked right now. I think I'm with you. I'm the optimist still, right? So I'm not giving up.
And and not to cut you off, Kev, it didn't just get bad, bro. They've looked a step slow for a lot of the years.
Yeah. It's been bad in my opinion. And the thing is that you have guys that can make up for it in Jimmy and Bam and like Haywood, but individual defense can only get you so far, right? Eventually you got to get on the string. You got to have all five guys connected and locked in. And right now, I mean, that's kind of been how it's been in the past couple years, but we've had some other guys that helped out, like PJ and a couple other guys. But this year's team is just defensively, they don't have it, bro. And then offensively, like this is my issue with the fans is that a lot of people just thought that Terry Rozier was just gonna walk in and be the answer. Like, no, you seen when we made the trade, everybody was on the highest of highs. Now look at us, everybody's on the lowest of lows. It's like they relapsed and they don't know what to do without the drug. You feel me? So I'm like,
my man said relapse. I'm sorry, I know I was muted, but you said relapse, bro.
They lost the drug and now they're just gone, right? And so that's my thing. It's like, what we have to understand is the biggest issue with the Heat, bro, outside of lacking height, and then defensive wise, is that scoring wise, offensively, we've been doing the same stuff. It's been the same stuff for the past 4 years. It's been Jimmy doing his thing, and it's been Bam creating. And Jimmy was not good tonight. I'm not gonna sit here and make no excuses for Jimmy at all. You could tell he just hasn't been on this game. But outside of that, everybody knows what's expected when it comes to the Heat offense, bro. It's no new dynamic. And yeah, you can still work Terry in. And like Alex mentioned, I know before I got in here, of course, we're still missing Jaime, right? That's a big time thing. But at the same time, if our offense is still relying upon a rookie, bro, that's a bad thing. That's not like
absolutely.
We shouldn't be missing Jaime as much. Go ahead though.
And we got a couple more questions to go. No. You don't have to be finished. We got a couple more questions to go. And I don't want you to get too far and answer that, Joe, before we get there. So just answer this one because you answering another one. But you answered some good stuff. So like all of that, just what you can tell us, consider without going too much further into the details. How does all that make you feel about future matchups? To me, it sounds like you bothered.
I'm bothered like every Heat fan, bro. Right now, right now, I know damn near every Heat fan is bothered right now. Right. We're on like a 4-game losing streak, 3-game losing streak, probably more than 5.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. That's the thing is like, bro.
I haven't had a 5-game losing streak in like 3 years. They say.
Exactly, and
that's what they say.
They're probably not wrong about that. I could see that. But my thing is, again, it's not even so much that I'm just frustrated with this team. It's that I'm frustrated that we keep doing the same things and expecting different results. What's the word for that?
Insanity.
I'm done.
I mean, he rested his case, Joe. Go ahead and talk.
I mean, I'll say this about like future matchups. Like, I just think it kind of sucks though this year is that, even though last year wasn't exactly an easy season for us, notice how we still had some statement wins here and there, where it's like, yeah, we might not be looking good here and there, but like we can still be a really dangerous team, you know? Like we had 1 or 2 wins against Boston in the regular season. We had a couple wins against Milwaukee as well, and against other really good teams in the NBA last year. But for some reason, it just seems like we haven't been able to have a couple of those statement wins this year. You know, we've lost now both games against Boston, both games against Milwaukee. You know, I'm pretty sure we probably have. It's been already a bit of a long season, so I can't recount all the wins we've had against certain contenders here and there. But, you know, we just exactly haven't had a lot of it compared to last year. Because, like I said, even though we had our struggles last season, we were still beating some really good teams and showing people, like, yeah, you know, we might have ran it back and we might not exactly be at 100% right now, but we are capable of making a deep run, which is why it shouldn't have shocked anyone. We were able to go out there and do what we did, you know, but we just haven't had a statement win yet where we've been able to really go out there and just really just bowl out and beat one of these really good teams, at least by a blowout, you know, because that's what really made some of those games look so good for the Heat. It was like, yeah, we might go one night and lose to a team like the Hornets, but guess what? We'll go out there the next game and beat a team like the Celtics. So, you know, you can't really take one of these games as, you know, a whole judgment for us, you know. But we haven't seen that yet this year, which is why, I mean, forget future matchups against the Celtics. Look at future matchups against all those other contenders. I want to see you go out there and bowl out against a team like Milwaukee, Boston, or whoever else you view as a championship contender, because unfortunately, we just haven't seen it this year, unless you count that one win against the Lakers. But even then, that was a game where, you know, I mean, well, not game, but that's the team right now that's struggling like crazy right now. Maybe they make a move at the deadline, who knows? But if you're the Heat, go out there and at least just get a statement win against someone. Whether if it is a team against like Boston, if we face them in a future matchup, or against anyone, just give me a statement win this year, please and thank you.
I was going to bring up the Cleveland game, but you got to think Donovan Mitchell wasn't even playing that game. But you know, the Miami Heat did blow them out 129-96. Just saying. Again, Donovan Mitchell wasn't playing, so I disqualified that one myself. When you look at the remainder of their schedule, before we circle back around to you, Alex, to see if you got anything that you want to add here. They got Boston again on February the 11th. So between then, of course, they got the Knicks on Sunday. They have the Suns on Monday, the Kings on Wednesday. So they got 3 games across their next 3 to give them an opportunity to get some quality wins, even though those teams, 2 of those teams are out west. Then, of course, they do have an easy one against the Wizards on February the 2nd, which is next Friday, but they face the Clippers next Sunday after that, again, before facing Boston on February 11th. A couple games in between, but I'm just getting to those chances to make an impact, as Joe mentioned. You look at the stretch from February 11th, February 13th, and February 14th, which is no Valentine's Day to me, because the Miami Heat got the Boston Celtics, the Milwaukee Bucks, and the Philadelphia 76ers all within a 3-day stretch there. So if you're looking for an opportunity to prove yourself, I think that would be that stretch that you're looking for.
Yep.
Now, Alex, as far as your thoughts on any future matchups and what this might mean, I know you said that size is something that bothers you. Do you have anything else you wanted to add hearing what these guys said?
No, I think everybody basically covered it. Like we just, I'm in a rut right now, man. I hate losing and I hate getting beat by a Larry Bird. So
Mollywopped by Larry Bird.
So we can move on. I feel like they put a nice ball on it. We can move on to whatever's next.
I've got a question before we skedaddle. What's good, Kev?
Real quick, this is for all 3 of y'all. How many dudes on the squad would y'all say are irreplaceable?
3.
2. Or you know what? Maybe not just 2. Hold on, I gotta think about it. I know for sure 2. Let me see.
4.
I'll say.
All right, so we all got
we all got the core 2. We probably all got the core 3, honestly.
Yeah.
But that 4th one, y'all don't respect them. Well, not y'all per se, but the world thinks
Who's 4? Darky?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, because Duncan on my list too. He's one of my three.
World class shooter.
I agree.
I'll take that. I respect it. What you saying,
So
Duncan, I'll move it to 4.
So with that being said, we all saying Bam, Jimmy, Jaime, and Duncan.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought that's what we were saying. Kev set us all up with that question. I knew why he was asking it when he asked me, but I just took the bait and answered the question. Okay. Kev, you're gonna get us canceled. With that being said, with that being, we ain't got but like 200 followers, man. Come on, bro. Nah. Seriously though. I just want to ask a question. Great Boston Celtic offense, poor Miami Heat defense. You can't say both. Before we move off this game and get into a couple other things.
You said great Boston Celtics defense or Miami, or what did you say?
No, great Boston Celtics offense or bad Miami Heat defense. Which one?
Ooh.
You can't say both.
Definitely great Celtics offense. They put up 143 points, bro. They scored 40 points in the first quarter. Like, I hate that our defense is at this point right now, but come on, bro. You gave up 40 points on your home floor in a quarter, bro. And then you get in total, you give 143. Oh my God. Come on, bro. I'm not gonna I know this is the thing too, is like when teams start losing, they like to just blame everybody on their team. They're like, oh, they gave the game up and this and that. Like, no, bro. Sometimes you just lose to a better team. And I know people don't want to hear that, especially to the Celtics. I know that pains people. It pains me to say this. But at the same time, that's just the real facts of the matter. We gave 143 points tonight.
Say, this hurt me more than it hurt you.
Exactly.
I gotta
but I'm being real.
Oh my. Joel over there about to cry, by the way.
I'm sorry.
Joel, like, how are y'all discussing this so gleefully? Like, Joel going through it over that mug. We good though, bro. That's why we here, man. That's why we here.
That's why I want people to understand too, real quick. It's not, this game is not the end of the world, but I do think it's a major reality check where you gotta look in the mirror. Even Spo said it. He said they humbled us or something like that to the extent of that after the game.
They gotta respond. Definitely gotta respond.
If they don't respond, it's not about how you lose, bro. It's about getting back up after you take that loss.
Right. It's about how you respond to that L. 100%.
Exactly. One thing you don't do is not fold. So I don't think they're gonna fold. I'm not worried about that. It's just, again, I think tonight showed it's a big gap between us and them right now. Not even just them. It might be like if we run into another team, top tier team, I'm not gonna say that other team that has the quote unquote MVP because they're still not fooling me. But I'm just saying we still have a lot of work to do again, but we have moving parts, right? We haven't been healthy like that. I'll continue to say that. That's the saving grace for me. We haven't been fully healthy this year, whether it was Jimmy being hurt, Bam being hurt, Tyler being hurt, and now Jaime, right? That's the one saving grace for this team. But as Kay mentioned a few minutes ago, the defense has not been consistent at all. Even with the injuries, you can control your defense because defense is just effort, right? And so to me, again, I just think it's a major reality check. And if this team is who we think they are, they'll respond and be fine. And we'll just look back at this like it was just a blip in the road. But if they don't, that's when we need to really get on here and have that conversation for real.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't think we there yet, but I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying, Kev. I 100% what you're saying. I mean, like, for me, this 5-game losing streak is an opportunity now to come back and ring off 10 straight. I ain't saying they're going to do it, but it's an opportunity to do that. And especially considering some of the guys or some of the teams that we mentioned that they got to play coming up. I mean, this will be a great time for them to do it. All right. Let's actually take a step back. As you guys have been mentioning, Terry Rozier is now a member of the Miami Heat. His first game with the Miami Heat was another defeat on Wednesday night.
What's
to
new?
The Memphis Grizzlies. Joe, can you let me finish? Can you not cut me off being disrespectful to me, the show, and the Miami Heat? I mean, you just disrespectful on 3 levels right there, bro. What's new?
I'm
What's
sorry.
new?
I'm sorry.
Are you boy? Anyway, I think Taylor Jenkins got a good 15 minutes off on us. Then he go like 3 for 3. I mean, because nobody else played. I mean, Desmond Bain won't playing. John Moran ain't playing. Marcus Smart ain't playing. I think they had Sandy Aldama, Roddy. I can't think of Roddy last name, but I like that boy.
David
They had
Roddy.
David Roddy, Sandy Aldama, Gigi. Yeah, I mean, I like Vince Williams too. I ain't even. Why am I complimenting them so much? You can't help but compliment them when they beat you like they did. They came out and they wanted it more, and that showed from the onset. And there was a lot of. We're not going to discuss the semantics of the game. I just had to paint the portrait so you can understand how we got to where we got to after the game as a collective. There was a lot of chatter in the hedosphere, whether you participate online, whether you rap in a group chat, whether you have, vocal phone conversations with people, whether you, fortunate like some people here are, Joe, to live in that particular area. You see people every day that support the Miami Heat, and you can have these conversations. I'm assuming that the chatter around the water cooler today all surrounded the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
At this particular juncture, I'm trying to say it right because, like I said, I don't want to get canceled. I don't care. I'm just talking shit. People want to make it you either camp Tyler Hero or not. After the Memphis Grizzlies game, and I guess you could say the Boston Celtics game is like, well, makes you think about that series, makes you think about that whole theory. But it's one of the things where you got to see it more because everything you had seen prior to the night, regardless of Terry Rozier's in the lineup or not, made you believe that you weren't getting the best out of the rest of the guys if 14 started alongside them. Now, I guess the first question would be, is your opinion changed based on the Miami Heat's offensive performance against Boston? Go ahead, Alex. You ain't saying much.
To be totally honest, I've been trying to trade Tyler Hero since he scored 37 in the bubble.
Dang.
He put up.
So I guess Alex was the wrong person to ask. Joe, what are you? No, I'm joking, Alex. I'm joking.
Yo, that man put up that 37 ball. I said, oh, we got us a nice asset right here. Get him out of here. And they've held on to him. Like, I knew it was going to be rough, obviously, after we didn't get Dame. And then going into the season, Pat Riley said, oh, yeah, we need Bam or Tyler to step up and be a 25-point scorer. Neither one of them are that. Neither one of them are that. And I've said over and over, and I'm going to stick by this point. I know Tyler Hero, he wants to be an all-star. He wants to be the headliner and all that. On a championship basketball team, Tyler Hero is always the sixth man.
Yep.
He's literally the perfect, I come off the bench. I'm better than your bench guys, so I'm going to fry your bench guys. But if I'm playing with the starters, I should be Duncan Robinson, literally running around shooting threes. But he wants to be more than that.
He's incapable though, and I mean I think that's why these conversations are good because you have to have them. It's not that he's not capable skill set wise, physically. He's incapable mindset wise, and the way he gets himself going. Because even if you look at it coming down the stretch, there were times late in the third and even early in the fourth where you're like, all right. But it wasn't that the offense was cooking. Tyler Hero was coming down doing Tyler Hero. To your point, Alex.
Yeah, man. So I've never been a true Tyler Hero is that guy stan. Like, I will say, I said it to somebody on the timeline earlier today that I think the year that we were the 1 seed, I think Tyler Hero that year, he deserved to be an all-star to me. But that was him as a sixth man. Literally was absolutely perfect as a sixth man. And, I mean, he wants more than that, and they're trying to give him that opportunity to have more than that. But I feel like as long as they're giving him that opportunity to try and figure it out, we're going to struggle because he, like you said, his mindset is, like he said, I think before last season, where he wants to be in the conversation of a Trae Young, Devin Booker, Luka Doncic, and dog, you not built like that. Like you just not built
He
like
not
that.
He not satisfied just being Klay Thompson. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, he's not built like that.
So, Alex is not only not convinced that the rotational issues are fixed, he's still slowly on the Trey Tyler train. And a word from you, Joel.
You see, I don't know. I was kind of hoping Alex would be more positive because at least it would help offset whatever I was going to say. So this kind of put me in a tough situation.
Speak
So
your
I'm gonna
mind.
try to
Speak your mind.
I'm gonna try to sugarcoat it a little bit.
We don't sugarcoat on. Hey, y'all sugarcoat on the main pod. This is the best break. We don't sugarcoat. We cuss and everything. I mean, you bloop it out, but we be cussing.
Listen, man, Tyler. Yo, I mean that song by Jack Harlow, that was a bop, right? You know, I'm gonna give.
Are you saying he peaked at Jack Harlow?
I
he
think
peaked with a Jack Harlow single.
Listen, man, you know, shout outs to him for having a song named after him. You know, that's awesome right there. What else about Tyler? You know, he's got a great family, so shout outs to him for that too. But yeah, like, you know,
are you gonna say something basketball related?
I feel like I'm listening
related to his performance on the court.
I feel like I'm listening
let me
Stephen A. trying to preface before he talked about LeBron. He's a great father. He's
before he talk about anybody, he's
a
great dude, a great teammate. But this is about what he does on the field of play. That's the Stephen A.
Yeah, you know, so shout outs to him for that. But I will say, my opinion never changed. And it's the fact that this team is just better when he comes off the bench. And it's simply not a knock on him, you know. It's just simply because of the fact that this squad just doesn't mesh well when he's in the starting lineup. And it's unfortunate, but it's the truth people need to understand because this is year 5 of Jimmy, Bam, and Tyler, and the chemistry still isn't right on the floor. When there are probably other duos or trios in this league that has been able to get it right, despite the fact that they haven't even been teammates with each other as long as these three have been teammates with each other here in Miami. That's just the unfortunate situation for him, all right? It's not a knock on him, and people need to understand that because the second you even try to suggest Tyler should come off the bench, it's immediately, oh, y'all hate on him because he's cool or whatever. Like I said, the dude he's a great father, great family man, whatever. But nah, we cannot be doing this stuff, bro. We are trying to get Jimmy Butler a championship. And when the day comes when Jimmy Butler retires and decides to open up his coffee shop, you know, Tyler can go and be part of the starting lineup. I won't care because at least by then Jimmy will have his ring. But we're not at that point right now. So I'm going to need him to simply come off of the bench because it's not a knock on him. It's the fact that him and Jimmy are just not able to mesh because of the fact that they both operate in the same space. I mean, it's literally no secret to that. Just simply come off the bench and do your thing. We know what you're capable of doing, bro. Give us 20 points coming off the bench, and we promise you we'll start getting these wins in. Just simply sacrifice for this team because that's what it's been. We talk about Heat culture, and we constantly talk about this team revolves around it. Well, something that's about Heat culture, since we're so passionate about it as fans, is that Heat culture means sacrificing for the greater good of this team. So if you want to sacrifice, why don't you sacrifice the opportunity of just simply not being the starter for the squad? Your opportunity will come, bro. But this is year 5, and we still not able to understand why this team ain't meshing together. And then we went out and benched Kyle Lowry. And listen, before I say what I'm about to say, let it be known, I'm not even a Lowry stan, all right? But we benched Kyle thinking that he was the root of these issues because we didn't want to look at the fact that it was probably, you know, Tyler that was out here doing all of his stuff. Well, let me not say it like that. Simply Tyler not meshing with the squad. But the truth was that it wasn't Kyle's fault in the first place. Yeah, he might be washed. Yeah, you know, he probably not scoring much. But even then, y'all put Kyle on the bench, and we still lost to Atlanta via a DeJounte game winner. And then we got blown out by the Magic. And then if you still thought it was Kyle's fault, we then lost 2 more games after. Well, now 3 more games after that. Not 2 more games after that. My bad. You know,
and I don't believe Kyle is on the team anymore.
Yeah. So are we still blaming him, or is the spirit still lingering on the squad? Because I just want to know what the excuse is now. Bottom line is that Tyler is a great player, but we simply mesh better when that dude is coming off the bench. It's unfortunate for him. I know it's unfortunate for the fans that root him and him only, and y'all know who you are. But that's just how it is for him. And we just need to find a way where this team can win, and that is by having Tyler Hero coming off the bench. It's not a hate at all, but it's just simply common sense whatsoever. So that's all I got to say about that. But like I said, he's a great family man. You know, he had his name mentioned in the song. So shout outs to him for that.
That's all you got to say? I mean, I guess so. You said a lot.
I had to, man. You know, I had to mention the good stuff because I didn't want y'all to think I was pouring on Tyler too much. Because
I got you. Nah, I got you. You mentioned the keyword blame, and it seems as though you can't want the best for this team without it sounding like you're blaming Tyler Hero. I don't have anything to add because you said everything I've been saying for months, almost 2 years now. So you know how I feel about it. I tend to feel almost similarly as you. I would say almost as identical, but there might be 1 or 2 words in there that are switching. But who cares? Neither. Care. I know what you're gonna say as well, but just tell us how you feel about it all.
Man, so I'm gonna just start with Tyler real quick, right? Because I mean that's the main part of this. But to me, it's just the thing about it is it's not even really Tyler's fault, in my opinion. Some of it is, some of it isn't. But my thing is the fact that the franchise looks at him the way that they do. Again, I always go back to when they originally drafted him. The moment you compared that man to Devin Booker, you were setting him up for failure, bro. He was never going to reach those heights. I'm sorry to tell you. I hate to break that to y'all. Devin Booker is one of the best scorers of this generation. He might end up being one of the best we'll ever see. He dropped 70 in a game early in his career, right? He managed to somehow make it work, and now he's having a successful career in Phoenix. So my thing with that again, bro, Tyler Hero can't get to his spots like that. And with Jimmy not always going 100% when it comes to being aggressive in the regular season, you're asking Tyler Hero to essentially be your number one option. And that's just not him. And it's okay. You know why? Because it's only a 1% of guys that can realistically be a number one option in the NBA, right? I'll say in the playoffs. In the regular season, majority of guys can be because the regular season is a completely different ball game. But again, when you play the type of game that Tyler plays, is so reliant on tough jumpers. Even some of the jumpers he made tonight, he hit a shot over Hauser, was contested like hell.
Bruh, super tough jumpers. Like, I mean, step into one dribble 3-pointers in transition,
Exactly.
fast break. Like, nah.
Yeah.
Like we've all said he makes a living by hitting tough shots.
And I know the people that out there that listen to us consistently probably thinking like Kev keeps saying the same things. And I'm like, yes, bros, because we've been doing the same thing over and over and over again. Our biggest issue, right? I compare us to the Lakers, right? LeBron is what, 38, 39, whatever, right? Jimmy's 34. He's a few years younger. Jimmy's 34. And both those franchises are still heavily relying upon those dudes in the regular season and in the playoffs. If it was just the playoffs, that's one thing because you know both those guys will show up for you in the playoffs. But in the regular season, you need your younger guys to step up to take that weight off their shoulders. So come winning time, those guys can be themselves. But right now, when they're up in age, you're relying on them to do way too much. And Bam is like an Anthony Davis lightweight in the sense that he's not the scorer that AD is. He's a great defender. He doesn't have the wingspan and all those things, but they're kind of similar in that aspect. But again, it's just not the same, bro. You can't keep relying on these older dudes. You know why? Because, for instance, look at the Celtics, right? Obviously, their 2 stars are younger, but it's nights where you could depend on Derek White. You can depend on Drew Holiday. You can depend on Kristaps Porzingis, right? For us, it's like we're just begging for one night for Duncan Robinson to go off for the most part. Let me not say it like that because Duncan has his moments, right? But for instance, we're begging for Caleb Martin to give us a showing, right? We're begging for Haywood Highsmith to give us something. And so I'm just like, again, man, you can blame Jimmy as much as you want to, but Jimmy should not have to be carrying us. Jimmy should not always have to be the dude offensively. Someone has to step up and take that baggage off of his shoulders, bro. He's been doing this for way too long. That's why it makes me mad because you look at all the other top tier stars in the league, and this is not a knock on Bam when people say that. I just want people to know, when I say this real quick, I don't want Bam to be the number 2 option just because he already does damn near everything for us on the defensive end of the floor. He shouldn't have to be the number 2 option. He should be our number 3 option because everything that Bam does for us defensively is exactly what you need out of him. It's just like if you're the Grizzlies, you should want that for Jaren Jackson Jr. If you're the Cavs, you should want that for Evan Mobley. It's the same exact thing to me. And Bam does everything. So I'm not ever going to try and knock Bam for being Bam because without Bam, we're nothing damn near. So I just want to clarify that real quickly. But getting back to my original point, Devin Booker can have a down night, and you know KD and Bradley Beal are going to be there for him. Jason Tatum can have a down night, and you know Jaylen Brown more than likely going to be there for him. I can keep going. Jalen Brunson can have a down night, and you know Julius Randle's probably going to be there for him. Giannis can have a bad night, and you know Damian Lillard's going to be there for him for the most part. Obviously, it's an 82-game season. Some nights, just nobody's going to have it. But my point in saying that is exactly, bro. Jimmy cannot have to continue to be the focal option, bro. I'm tired of seeing it. Like, and I love Jimmy. Y'all know, but at the same time, it's like we keep asking him to do all these incredible things, but it's like, at what point are we just gonna be like, damn, he's been doing it his whole career since he's been here for the 4 or 5 years he's been here now. Eventually, you got to be like, bro, let's get some dudes. And yes, Terry Rozier is a start, I guess, right? But again, I'm looking at the rest of the league. Luka has Kyrie. Anthony Edwards has Cat, even though I don't like Cat, right? I can keep going, bro. And so I'm just like, bro, go get somebody. I don't care if it's not this season. If it's next year, if you can, my bad. Let me not go too far.
No.
Yeah.
I wanted to comment on what you made an interesting comment, and I did want to ask y'all that. That was going to be something I get to, but you've already touched on my next question, which is, how do y'all feel about Jimmy Butler and him having to step up? Right. Look at Dean. Shout out to Dean. How do you feel about Jimmy Butler having to step up every night? Do you feel some type of way that he doesn't step up every night and be your number 1 player? Let's answer that one quickly first. I think you've answered it, Kev.
Yeah,
how do you feel about it, Joel?
So tell me a question one more time. I'm getting distracted by little comments I'm seeing right now.
I understand. Like, how do you feel about the fact that Jimmy Butler at times, let's just use the word that the whole internet uses, seems disinterested at times? Does that bother you?
I mean, listen, all I have to say is, like, people need to understand, like Kevin mentioned, Jimmy does so much for the squad, bro. And it's like, I hate it because then when he runs out of gas, by the time we make it to like the finals, it's immediately, oh, Jimmy didn't do this, he didn't do that. I had to deal with this one moron who told me, oh, Jimmy not coming up clutch in the finals, he choked it. Bro, did you see what he did against Milwaukee in the first round? Did we have to run back what he did in the second and third round with a bum ankle and everything? And the argument has to be, oh, well, Jimmy is choking and stuff. Now he's 0-2 in the finals. Well, why do you think that? All right, because
Joe, why did your voice get real suburban when you said that? Are you talking about a particular type of person? Like, your voice went real suburban when you did that imitation. I'm just saying, like,
that's probably for another topic. But listen, man. But overall, it's like, I just want Jimmy to get his help and it's something we've been saying for so long now. And you mentioned a good point, Kev. Like, Bam does so much that the idea that he needs to be the number 2 option is terrible, bro. He already does so much for y'all. Like, what else do y'all want that man to do for this squad without him having to potentially break his back? Because it's getting to a point where he has to carry so much burdens for this team, all right? And I just have one last thing to say, and this is kind of like a PSA to whoever's listening to this. If y'all like Tyler Hero, that's cool, man. But don't put him in the same standard where it's like he should be with Donovan Mitchell. He should be with Trae Young. He should be with John Morant. And then the second, when we try to hold him to a standard with one of those guys, it's, oh, no. That's not fair to him. You can't put him on the pedestal with those guys. No, that's not fair. Okay, well, then shut up when we're trying to say that he's not that type of guy then. Because y'all want to sit here and ride this dude acting like he's all that types of things. But then when we try to actually compare him to that and put him to that standard, y'all want to change the goalposts all of a sudden. It don't work like that. Either he is that guy or he isn't. Which one? Don't try to walk around it and think that you can come up with these loopholes, because either he's helping Jimmy Butler,
Preach, preacher,
helping that man
preach.
win that championship, or he not. Because I'm getting tired of it, bro. I'm trying to see Jimmy Butler win the championship. This has been the thing for me since day one, seeing Jimmy get his ring. And I'm sick and tired that we still going through this nonsense with Tyler and all this other stuff. And like I said, I like Tyler. I think he's a pure scorer, which is why I want him to come off the bench. But if y'all gonna keep trying this nonsense where, oh, he's this and that, but then the second we put him on that standard, y'all want to change it up. I'm not gonna vibe with that, of course. Okay, because either you is that guy or you isn't. Which one is it? Make a decision and tell me. That's all I gotta say, man. That's
real
all
quick.
I got.
Okay, real quick.
I've been trying to keep it together. Joe.
Nah, you gotta cool that man off.
You either is that guy or you isn't. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Cam.
Nah, that was a bar. I just want to say real quick, 2 things. Jimmy Butler has the most 40-point games in Miami Heat playoff history.
Mm-hmm.
It's a reason for that, because he has to.
Right.
The second point is going back to last year in that game 4 when he went for 56. If he didn't have that 56, we don't win that game. It's a reason for that. In certain situations, Bron and D-Wade had to do that in game-by-game situations, but it's like Jimmy damn near has to do that. Otherwise, we're not even going to compete in the game. And
We
I'm
lose.
done.
Alex, how you feel about it? Everybody's saying that, Jimmy is disinterested in regular season games. You share the sentiments of these guys, or you tend to share the sentiments of the mass public?
To be totally honest, in the 5 years that Jimmy Butler has been on our team, I remember my first year, a guy who's like an older brother to me, like I used to get into it with him because he's a Heat fan as well. And I used to get into it with him because of the fact that I'm thinking, oh, Jimmy Butler about to come here. He about to look how he did with the Bulls, dropping 25 a night and just going crazy. And he was like, yo, like, if you haven't been watching, like, Jimmy isn't that. He's that when you need him to be, but he isn't that every single game. And so I always be listening to, like, other different Miami Heat podcasts. And I remember, I think it was last week where, I'm losing Buddy's name, but it's from the Locked On podcast. And he said that the Miami Heat.
That would be Rommel Goldberg.
Nah, Dad. He's the Heat guy. It's one of them's David Ramil, and the other one, I forget the other dude's name.
Goldberg,
right?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, that might be his name. Like I said, I'm blanking on his name. But yeah, Wes Goldberg. Yeah, that's his name. But Wes said in the pod, he was like, "Yo, the Miami Heat have a playoff superstar. They have a proven playoff superstar. They do not have a regular season superstar." I know Draymond Green said it before on his podcast. There are guys who can show up in 82 games and do whatever, but he was like, the ones that you really want on your team are the guys who can go get you that 16 that really matter. And he was like, Jimmy is one of those guys who could lead you to those 16 that really matter. So that's one reason why I kind of sort of to jump back on what we were talking about earlier about Tyler Hero. That's one reason why I was always like, okay, you got to use Tyler and package him to go get somebody who can help Jimmy and take the pressure off of him. Because of the fact that I think during the regular season, we should have somebody who's averaging 25. Jimmy could give us right under 20. And then whatever else we get from Bam that's over, like everybody said, Bam has to do so much. Whatever you get from Bam that's over freaking 15 should be a plus. But we don't have anybody right now who we can trust when Jimmy is having his flights and the nights that Jimmy basically is just chilling. We don't have anybody who could be like, hey Jimbo, you can chill tonight. I got a 30 ball for you. I got 30. You can chill, dog. I got you. We don't have that. and that's one of the issues.
Well, I love it when a segues because that takes me right into my next topic as we getting ready to get to the bottom of the stream here. What we're gonna do at the end is go across the next couple of the games. So I'm gonna ask this before we really touch on that because I gotta go drink my life away to forget about this game. And I'm just gonna be honest. I'm just gonna be honest. I gotta go drink, okay? But you mentioned needing another star. Do they now have that star on the roster? That's the first part of that question. Because Dame actually chimed in when Kev called Terry Rozier a star, maybe. See, he's doing it again. He chimed in with star, question mark, question mark, question mark. One, I guess, is Terry Rozier a star in your eyes, since that's the question of the night? Two, do you see him being capable of being that guy that Alex is talking about, that guy that Kev is talking about once the rotations are settled? And how impressed have you been with him thus far? Only 2 games, but I mean, he put up a hot 7-3-2 against Boston.
I'll jump in first and just say no. And I want to clarify. I wasn't saying that Terry's a star. I was mocking the fans that thought he was a star because he walked into a situation where people are like, "Oh, we're gonna get rid of Kyle, and we got a little bit more offensive aggression."
Oh, so you tell me the dude that had all that rock rain when LaMelo was out and was giving you 30 points ain't the same dude that come into a team that got 3 or 4 other options? The same thing that I tried to explain months before we did the trade. You mean tell me that's true?
Yes, exactly. And and that's what I'm saying. It's like maybe it's just me. I gotta stop listening to just these average Heat fans. I guess I gotta only start listening to y'all when it comes to the Heat because, again, when we got him the other day, it felt like we had just won a championship. Like people were talking like we were about to just run the parade down Biscayne. I'm like, that's not the answer, bro. Like, and I'm not saying that like Terry is not a good player because he is. I think I don't want to judge him off 2 games because it's gonna take some time to integrate him, just like how it was with Bron, Chris Bosh, and D Wade. It takes time. It took him his whole season to get it together, right? Just how this year with James Harden, it took the Clippers a month and a half to figure it out. Right now they're rolling, so I'm not saying it's going to be like that, but it's an adjustment, right? So my thing is, again, Terry Rozier is not a star, bro. He's a quality player. I just don't think he's an answer. So to me, I'm not too worried about him. He's going to help us out. But again, like you're kind of to me, it's kind of in a similar vein as the Bucks losing Drew Holiday for Dame, right? Obviously, complete different tiers. Let me not get it misconstrued, but I'm just saying from the standpoint that
what you're saying is what you add on one side, you still the same team because of what you lost in other areas.
Drops Mike.
Fair enough. I often make that argument about potential trade machine moves that are made out there because what you have to consider when you're making these trade machine moves is it's going to cost something to get these guys. So you can't automatically saying or act as if you're adding these guys to this team because this team is probably not this team anymore if you go get this guy. Your turn, Joel. You have something to say? What's your thoughts there?
Right. I just want to say, if anyone thought Terry Rozier was going to be a star in Miami, I don't know what to tell y'all. Because the thing is, it's like what they used the perfect term for this, and it was like he was in a situation where Charlotte, and I don't want the term I'm about to use to make it seem like he's not that good of a player now that he's away from the Hornets, but they refer to these types of guys where they're like a looter in a riot. You play for a bad team, and that's what gives you those types of numbers in the first place. And it also doesn't hurt the fact that you were in a situation where a guy like LaMelo was off the team for a bit, so that even gave you more time to go out there and do your thing. However, I don't want to really comment more on him being a star because, like I said, he simply isn't. However, I do want to know from you guys, do you guys think he could at least be like Bubble Goran? Do you guys think he could be a guy where if he's in the starting lineup, he can give you consistent, maybe somewhere between 16 or whatever points per game to help the offense and at least somewhat take the load off of Jimmy come playoff time?
I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. With that question, you basically just stole what I was about to get into in regards to the fact that no, I don't think that Terry Rozier is that star that could basically, like I said, be that regular season star for the Miami Heat. But I felt like him coming in, like he's basically around the same age and same period of his career that Goran Dragic was when we got him. And so we knew coming in, Goran, we
Cut
knew
you
what
off,
we
not to cut you off, but it was mentioned on Twitter. I think it was 5 Reasons that mentioned that if you look at a couple of Miami Heat guards when they got them, that 29-year age range, Goran, Tim Hardaway, and now Terry Rozier. Go ahead, Alex.
I said, yeah, but I think like Terry could definitely give us bubble Goran production, but with how the team with how the team is right now, you still need a little bit more than that. And then to go back to that bubble Goran thing, you remember who was coming off the bench when we was in the bubble?
Yup. I
I'll
just
rest my
certainly
case.
do. Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Kay.
I mean, I was gonna let you go, Kev. Look, man, Joe forgot that I'm hosting this show because he started asking questions. But I get it because I do it sometime too. What else you got, Kev?
I was just gonna say, is Terry capable of being bubble Goran? Most definitely. No questions about that. My thing though is Goran was much more of a true point guard, and he could make guys better. And obviously, like Alex just alluded to, right? Goran, that team in the bubble was a way better team than what we have right now. It's not even a comparison, even though we had Kendrick Nunn and Myers Leonard. Redacted, I should have said. But Goran actually made guys better. Even to an extent, Goran made Jimmy better, right? And if he didn't make him better, at the least he made his life a lot easier on the court. Terry is capable of doing that, but I don't see Terry realistically making anybody better on this team outside of himself. And I could be wrong. I hope I am wrong, but that's just how I put it personally.
And
Yeah,
sorry
that
to
was
jump
simple.
right.
Go ahead, Alex. Go ahead, bro.
Like, yeah, I just wanted to put this point out there. Like, so I wasn't able to watch the game versus the Grizzlies yesterday, but I watched most of the game today. And honestly, it feels like one of those situations where, like, obviously Terry's just got here, so he's playing instead of just playing like scary Terry. He's playing like, yo, I'm new. I don't want to step on anybody's toes right now. Like he's playing like he's walking on eggshells a little bit, trying to fit in and trying to not make it seem like he just came in and just started jacking and stuff like that. Like that's what it seemed like to me. So I feel like once he really gets comfortable, and I feel like that comfort might have to come from Jimmy talking to him, or by some craziness, Tyler Hero being like, "Hey, yeah, I'll let you shoot even more." Then he'd be more comfortable. But I mean, the latter thing, I'm pretty sure we know that latter thing is not gonna happen. But hey, we can
Good.
dream, can't we? We can dream and we can pray.
I was about to say, first of all, somebody got some of them drugs that Joel was talking about. If you think Tyler's gonna willingly go to somebody and give up some shots, that's the first thing. Secondly, you make a great point though, Alex, but I have to ask this. Coming into this whole situation, people were kind of salivating at the Bam Adebayo Terry Rozier pick and roll combo, right? Well, if somebody tells Terry Rozier to go beat Terry, that ain't a whole lot of pick and roll. Not for Bam's sake, anyway. Do you see what I'm saying?
So yeah, I see what you're saying. You got me ready to pull up some Terry Rozier highlights right now to go see him, go watch him cook, see how many pick and rolls are in that junk.
I mean, no, he does use the pick and roll a lot, but he used the big as almost like a barrier or a diverger for his own offense. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like the big is always the absolute last resort. Like he'll throw the
I got what
lob,
you're
but that's
saying.
a 3 collapsing on him.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see, man. It's definitely gonna be interesting to see. I mean, did anybody else have anything on Terry Rozier? If you wanted me to speak, I don't think he's a star. I think that once Jimmy Butler becomes Jimmy Butler, now we got to get there first, and your seed and all that is important. So I know somebody out there saying, well, what about getting there first? I know that. But once you get to the playoffs and Jimmy Butler becomes Jimmy Butler, I think Terry Rozier is perfectly capable. Terry Rozier got the dog in him. So once he see another dog hunting, he don't know nothing else but to hunt. So once we do find it and get locked in, I'm going to love what he's going to be able to bring behind a super stupid locked in Jimmy Butler. But we got to see that first. But he's not a star, not to me. Because as I, was sarcastically said as Kev was speaking, a lot of people thought that we were getting that Charlotte version. A lot of people thought that we were getting that Charlotte version when in all actuality, what we are getting is a guy who's coming over here to try to see if he could be our point guard. I mean, y'all realize that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. I just want everybody to understand that. Because it didn't seem like we were all, not us, again, not this collective particularly. As a group of fans, it didn't seem like we were all on that page. I'm like, that was my thing in the first place. You don't go get him if it costs you everything because you're not getting that guy. Now, because you only gave up Kyle Lowry in the first round pick, I'm perfectly fine with whatever happens because I know he's going to add something. Anybody else got anything on Scary Terry?
Nope.
Just give it time, bro. If it doesn't work, we'll see. If it does, we gonna see. But give it time. No, I don't want to rush the judgment too fast.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm not rushing the judgment. I agree with you guys. Excuse me. Let's not go too far down the beaten path. Looking at the Miami Heat's next 3 games, on January 27th, which is Saturday at 3 o'clock, Monday, January 29th at 7:30, and Wednesday, January 31st, against Sacramento Kings. Again, that's the Knicks, the Suns on the following Monday, and then next Wednesday they got the Kings. That should be 3 opportunities to get themselves 3 quality wins. We're going to spend a little bit of time on the Knicks game, but then I want to get your record prediction across this next 3 games. I know I'm asking you to do a lot after seeing the Miami Heat drop 5 straight games, but I want to put the pressure on you. That's why I'm here. So don't talk too much. Give me 30 seconds on your impression of the Knicks and the Heat's game, Knicks and Heat game on Saturday. How do you think it's going to end up? What do you think the key to a Miami Heat win is? Go ahead, Kev.
I want to say the Knicks are 11-2 since they acquired OG Anunoby. They're streaking right now. I hate to even say that, but he clearly made them better. I think the biggest key is we just got to match their we got to match their physicality. We got to win the rebounding battle. And most importantly, bro, as simple as it sounds, we just got to make some shots, bro. We just got to see some shots go through the hoop. That's the most important thing. It feels like the lid, or it feels like it's been a lid on the rim the past few games, and it's time to just make that not be the case anymore. So I think it's the perfect opportunity with the next 3 games that you mentioned. I think beating the Knicks is the perfect opportunity to start going from a losing streak to a winning streak.
Okay, but is they going to beat the Knicks? Because you said everything but that.
Oh, yeah, we beating the Knicks for sure. Come on now.
Okay, for sure. I just wanted to hear you say it. I'm sorry, my bad, brother. What you got, Joe?
I mean, listen, the Celtics just spit on you like that tonight. I mean, I know we've been struggling like crazy, but bro, just go out there and make a statement, all right? And like I said earlier in the show, we still haven't been able to really have that type of statement win against the contenders. So keep all that in mind and keep in mind of what you just went through tonight on your own home floor and go take care of business and beat New York. Because I guess that's kind of a rivalry too, I guess. So just and take care of business and go get the win. Nothing more to it.
All right, and what say you, Alex? How do you feel about the Knicks game on Saturday?
My first thought was, is Jaime back? My second thought is kind of sort of going off what Joel said. Like, we've just lost 5 straight, and then this last one, you get embarrassed on your home court on national TV. So now you got to go get one. Like, you have no choice but to band together and go get one. So, yes, I say they beat the Knicks on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a fact. I'm gonna say this, guys. Um, the New York Knicks are a team that tends to play well in mid-afternoon games because they play a lot of them. They play a lot of 12 o'clock, a lot of 1 o'clock, a lot of 2 o'clock, a lot of 3 o'clock. New York's a tourist city. I guess you got a lot of people that go to late afternoon games. The Miami Heat lost to this very same Knicks in very upsetting fashion in the in-season tournament. I don't know if you guys remember that, but I did. So they should remember the last time they played this Knicks team just as well as everything you guys have said here. We're coming off 5 straight defeats. You just lost by Larry Bird. I mean, what more is there needed to be said? I mean, you haven't seen the game yet where Terry Rozier has even come remotely close to looking like the guy that you thought you were getting when he came here. You're not blaming him for that. You're just saying that it's bound to be a moment where he goes off and has a true scary Terry moment. Jimmy Butler looked like he came out to play, so it's almost as if he reads the timeline. He came out to play against Boston, so it's almost as if he reads the timeline and sees that people think he's disinterested as well. So I think that those guys will respond. And honestly, I'm gonna keep it funky with you. If the Miami Heat and just got blown out by 33 and won in a 5-game losing streak, I would totally pick the Knicks in this game because, like I tell you, the Knicks play a lot of these games. And this is just something they know how to do. And as you mentioned, Kev, since they got OG Anunoby, their record is their record. But due to everything going on with the Miami Heat, needing a win in the most desperate fashion, and hopefully not forgetting how these same Knicks came back on you and beat you to pretty much seal your in-season tournament fate, I would hope that this Miami Heat team can go in there and get a win. So that's what I'm gonna say they're gonna do. They're gonna go in there Saturday at 3 o'clock and knock the Knicks off. That looks like 4-0. Looks like 4-0 from the guys. So as we really get ready to close here, I mentioned that's the Knicks, the Suns, and the Kings. We all think they're going 1-0 after Saturday. Quickly, Joel, across these next 3 games, what you think the Miami Heat record is at the end of it?
3-0, because y'all gotta give me something to work with right now. And
he's standing on business.
Yeah, I'm hungry with. I'm trying to see us beat some good contenders, even though Sacramento's like, yeah. But the other 2 teams at least.
I mean, they just taking a small step back. They were one of them teams for a lot of the season. They was on a 4 or 5 game losing streak recently, so people starting to fall back. But I was still like that win would still be a pretty good one if when we get it. I'm on your team. Go ahead.
So just go 3-0, bro. Let's bounce back the right way. Hopefully that can happen if everyone's meshing. And yeah, let's go on a 3-game winning streak.
Let's say you can.
I'm gonna go 2-1. I'll be honest. I think that Phoenix game is gonna be tough just because they're kind of rolling right now. I believe they're on a 7-game win streak and they're kind of clicking right now too. So I think their firepower is probably gonna outmatch us in a bad way. But I'll go 2-1, hoping for 3-0. And I think, again, real quick, just bro, Heat fans, don't trip. I think we're gonna get this ship turned around eventually. It's just gonna take a little bit of time, a little bit of tinkering, a little bit of sacrifice, like Joel said. But just give it time. And if I'm wrong, I'll be back here to admit my wrongs.
What you got, Alex?
Just like Kev, I got 2-1. I think we're gonna beat the Knicks. I think we're gonna beat Phoenix, and I think Sacramento gonna get us because the last time we played Phoenix. So the last time we played Phoenix, remember Grayson Allen was out there looking like Reggie Miller mixed with Steph Curry.
Made me sick.
And Klay Thompson all wrapped into one. Like he had one of the games of his life against us. So I think they got something for them on that one. But then I think like they might relax a little bit against the Kings.
Okay. I'm with you guys. I think that they're gonna go 2-1. Like I said, the game against the Knicks, because they're coming off this particular set of losses that they're coming off in the way it happened, I think they're gonna take that game. I do think that they're gonna beat the Suns as well. Yeah, the whole Grayson Allen thing, that was disgusting. I think the Kings and the way that the Kings play is gonna give them some trouble because if you catch the Miami Heat when they're in one of their lulls and you just keep scoring regular, you can find yourself up 12 just because. because the Miami Heat will go 4 minutes and not get a shot. 2 shot clock violations, a turnover, and a Tyler Hero 40-footer. I mean, so I just think that when you look at these next 3 teams, the Kings are the one where their style actually sets them up to beat the Miami Heat. Because, like I said, coming off of what they're coming off, and especially this defeat right here, a whole Larry Bird, the Miami Heat got to be pissed off, man. If they're not pissed off now, then when are they ever going to get pissed off?
Mm-hmm.
So, anybody got any closing thoughts, man?
Pray for the Heat, y'all. You know, God has done miraculous things, and I'm with him. You know, we gonna see a victory with this team. All right, I said this on the last Heat versus the World Power. I'll say it here too. The weapon may be formed, but it won't prosper, y'all. God has some things coming for this team real soon. I know it. All right, just go to church if y'all can. Let's pray, and God's gonna deliver us. All right, He's gonna let us see a miracle with this team.
Hey, pray for Joel, then pray for the Heat afterwards.
Like my whole setup disconnected. I was laughing so hard. Like I dropped my AirPod, my mic disconnected. Chill out, bro. Chill out. Yeah, I mean, I'm with Joel, man. Pray for the Heat. What you got, Alex?
My closing thought is, so I got a game on Saturday, and my game is at 3, so I'm gonna miss basically most of the Heat game. So I'm
Spirit bomb energy.
Yeah, I'm hoping and praying it's not one of those, like I remember my game. I had a game yesterday during the Grizzlies game, and I checked the score once my game ended, and I was looking real confused. I was like, we down 12? And they don't got nobody? That was not fun. But yeah, so
absolutely.
So,
I'm gonna get your number from Joel just so I can text you when Tyler Hero take an odd shot in the middle of your game, even if y'all up. I want them to see you get mad at a Tyler Hero 40-footer.
I will look at my Apple Watch and I will not say nice words under my breath.
I'm gonna make sure that I can be able to send you those updates live. Look, man, I would say it's been a great night, but it hasn't been a great night. It has been a great episode, though, man. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. I appreciate y'all rocking with us. I appreciate y'all letting us vent to y'all out there. We would like to say we appreciate the performance that the Miami Heat put up against the Boston Celtics, but we would be lying. So, with that being said, nobody else have anything else to say?
God is with us. He's with us.
God is with us. And I'm going to be getting Alex's number so I can text him all of the Tyler Hero updates live as they're happening on Saturday. Yeah, man, we thank you for lending your ear to this sound. That's Coach Alex. That's Big Cav. That's Joe, the boss. I'm Kay. I said that. And this is the Biscayne Breakdown. We out.
Yeah. When I pull up on the scene, dead fresh and casket clean, they gon' hate on me.